All it takes is 2 to 5 minutes of going barefoot in your grass, and you can have massive health implications immediately. It's super simple. I'm Dr. Dave, and today I'm going to go over the top things that I've come across on why people say they're afraid to go barefoot, how to actually achieve going barefoot, what it can help with, and why it helps with these. Now, little disclaimer here, this is not curing anything. I'm not giving medical advice or anything of that nature when we get into this department here. But what I am saying is that overall health journey is extremely important, and there's a lot of little pieces that go into that. Some of them are more effective than others, and this just happens to be a favorite of mine for making an immediate change in the chemistry of your brain, and we're going to get into that. So first, I just did a reach out, and through years of working with people, what are the top concerns that people bring up when they say, when they're informed to say, go barefoot in the grass? This is the top thing that people say that they won't go barefoot for while they go out there. So, tender feet. This is actually one of the biggest ones. Our shoes and our socks have deconditioned the bottom of our feet, and they become very sensitive because of that. If you imagine putting your hand into a cast for a very long time, as soon as you take that cast off, it's very difficult to use, it's very sensitized, so you feel everything at an amplified effect. And this is essentially what happens with our feet because we wear shoes for so long. It can be very aggressive if you just start taking your shoes and socks off and running around the yard and landscaping. It'll actually feel like knives are jabbing up into there. So there's a process to this that I will get into in a second that can overcome that. The rest of this stuff is all very legitimate concerns, except for when you follow this process. So cuts, infections, some people bring up diabetics. They're afraid to go barefoot because if they get a little nick, they don't want the game over situation for their foot. Very understandable. Hitting their toes on stuff, bugs crawling on them, especially ants. Just moving to Austin, Texas, there's lots of fire ants down here. And if you get a little tribe of those on your feet, it's very unhappy. Sharp and stabby things, that's a common thing that we come across. These stabby things hurt. Totally get it. So how can we overcome all of this? It's going to start in a small controlled area. Now, we have to remember, to get the health benefits of something, we don't have to go to the extremes. We don't have to go hiking in the woods. Literally, we can find a patch of grass that's near us, and it only needs to be a little patch of grass. Because what we're going to do is we're either going to stand still on it, or we're going to make little loops or walk back and forth. But the general gist is this. If we do have tender feet and we're starting, which I think a lot of you will when you first get started, simply taking your shoes and socks off, going and standing still in the grass for 2 minutes at a time. You are going to start to detenderize your feet over the course of a week or two, and that'll allow you to get to the point where you can actually move around. If you don't have tender feet, or you can put up with it for a little bit, you want to assess your area. So this is actually an old sports medicine trick that I used to walk up and down the sports field before a sports game to make sure that there was no sharp objects, rocks, debris, anything like that on the sports field. You can do the same thing. In your little patch of grass that is a controlled environment, with your shoes on, do a little walk, clean up the area, kick some rocks out of the way, make sure there's no ant hills there, make sure there's no scorpions. That's a joke from a Facebook post that I had just done, that people were afraid scorpions were going to bite them. But this small controlled area will allow you to comb through it and make sure there's no sharp sticks, or down here there's these little prickers that stick into your feet. You can rake all of those out because the benefits are so massive. We're talking massive benefits from a small controlled walking area or even standing still. What's going to happen is you can start to experience less joint pain, less anxiety, less depression. Your weight will start to auto-regulate. It's really crazy effect. Now you may be asking, how does all this happen? Remember, like I said, there's no cure for this. This is not a cure. This is not a diagnosis, but overall health helps with these. Standing barefoot in the grass has a very strong neurological and chemical response. So what I mean by that is that when we go get a massage or we go get chiropractic, and even if you just do something like this, what's actually happening is the neurology behind this area is sending a signal to your spinal cord. That spinal cord is sending a signal to your brain. All of those are actually controlled in between the nerves by chemistry. Now, the cool thing, the reason why a massage feels good, part of the reason why, is we're actually releasing good for you chemicals into the spinal cord and the brain. So this is how you can affect all of your brain health stuff, all of your joint pain, all of your weight management things, because you're literally changing the chemistry profile in your body. And it just so happens to be that the bottoms of our feet happen to have the most nerve endings. Just like the palms of our hands, they're meant to be feeling the world and environment. When we look back through history, before the invention of shoes, we can actually see our feet were completely different. They had this big, wide presentation to them. They were meant and designed to feel the ground underneath us. And shoes have started taking that away from us. So when we get into the barefoot section, we have a flood of really good neurochemical response through our body. It tells our body to wake up. It refreshes us. We feel good, and it's immediate, literally immediate, just like a massage. So I encourage you, get out, do the 2 to 5 minutes. If you have any questions, or if you're interested in furthering your health with small, simple steps like this, we do offer a 10-day challenge for all the active moms out there. The 10-day challenge goes over really small routines like this to make the big effects in your life. So if you want to look that up, it's just momsfeet.com/10-day challenge, or go to our website, momsfeet.com, and check us out. Dr. Dave, help you through your health. You're only one step away. Enjoy the rest of the day.